All right, we're going to go over the three kinds of spray guns that you primarily use when it comes to using an air spray gun. The typical options you'll consider are pressure feed, gravity feed, and siphon feed. The material we're using is about the same thickness as a latex paint, and for the gravity and siphon feed we had to thin it about 25% to get to the spray pattern you'll see in this demonstration. We'll go over each system and the benefits and drawbacks so you can make a wise decision about which might be right for you. The first system is a pressure fed system. You have to have some way to feed your material to the gun from a pressure pot or a pressure cup. They do come in smaller cups that are 2 quarts, and this is one of the primary ways that you will paint. The major benefit to this, you have independent control of air and fluid pressure. It will atomize heavier coatings as well as deliver heavier coatings to the spray gun. So if you're using industrial paints, zincs, epoxy paints, things that are highly viscous, your pressure pot's often a very good choice to go with. And you can feed these from inside the pot from a single quart can, or however you'd like to do it if you want to keep waste down, and they will give you a lot of versatility. They are the most versatile of the 3 systems. The other main benefits of this system are that it's a faster way to spray compared to gravity and siphon feed. You can move a lot more material through the gun as we can increase pressure to change how much paint we're spraying. Gravity and siphon will require you to change the fluid nozzle to a larger nozzle, and that's the only way you have really to control fluid flow. Having independent control of fluid and air lets me dial in how I'm spraying. You can see it'll let you paint pretty quickly, and because I have independent control of air and fluid, you can control the breakup very well and determine how much paint to air you want, giving you a lot of versatility. One of the main drawbacks is you do have a little more cleanup required for this, as you do have to flush the system when you're done with an appropriate cleaner up to the gun and the pot itself. So you will use a little more thinner. There are liners that are throwaway for these systems that allow you to have a little bit easier cleanup. And that is how the system works. We'll show you one more time. So you can see I'm moving pretty quick. I'm able to cover a majority of this section of the cardboard in a short amount of time. So next we're going to cover siphon-fed spray guns. The way these guns work, air is drawn across the top of the material, delivering it through the nozzle and towards your product, where air is introduced here into the paint and it is atomized. Main benefits to these, they're very user-friendly. There's not a lot of settings you can adjust. Essentially the size of the nozzle will determine how much material you're delivering, and that will control if you're able to spray the paint. Downsides to these, they won't work well with thicker paints often because you won't be able to effectively draw material through the nozzle. Additionally, they aren't available in HVLP. HVLP spray guns save you a lot of paint waste compared to a conventional gun, which is what these will be. The gun is simple to use. Cleanup's easy because the cup's smaller, and some guys prefer the feel of it with the cup being underneath compared to a cup above, like a gravity gun. We'll show you it's a lot slower than a pressure feed, and it's usually a little slower than a gravity feed as well, which is one of the drawbacks to these types of guns. They're well suited for woodworking, thinner coating, stains, automotive paints, and those sort of applications. We'll show you how it works here. So if you can see, they are very easy to dial in. Essentially, if you're getting material out the nozzle, you will have it to be atomized because the air that's pulling that material up is the same air that will break it apart, and it self-regulates for the most part air to paint so that you get a good breakup. The final type of spray gun that we'll go over for air spray is a gravity feed spray gun. The benefit of gravity feed is that it allows you very good control over your painting because you can feather your needle in and out of the spray gun to allow for a little bit more control when compared to siphon. Pressure feed gives you a similar level of control as gravity feed, but will feed a heavier and thicker paints more effectively. Gravity feed is commonly used for wood stains and automotive finishing as two of the most typical uses for it. Similar to siphon feed, you are limited in how much paint you can deliver at a time, because the way it works is gravity will pull the material through the nozzle. So your nozzle size is your primary way to determine if a paint will be able to flow through the gun and how much paint's being delivered at a given time. For this particular paint, we had to thin it about 30%, both for the gravity and siphon feed. With the pressure feed, we were able to spray this paint without any thinner. A benefit of gravity over siphon feed, they're available in HVLP or conventional or LVMP, which allows you versatility when it comes to spraying a paint efficiently and reducing waste. You'll see it's faster than siphon feed. We'll show you that here, and you're still getting good atomization. So it's a little quicker, not as fast as pressure feed potentially. It's very good for touch-up work. You don't have the cleanup associated with the pressure pot, and it can be used also in industrial paints if you're using smaller products that you're painting or just an occasional paint job and the paint's not extremely thick. So that's gravity feed.